in many parts of the Red Sea, you have these magnificent reefs that just come right out from land. You just get into the water, and in a few yards, the reef is starting to drop in a vertical wall, and all the sediment sinks to the bottom, and the water is incredibly clear. And the fish life is concentrated on this wall.
When Stephen Foster, the iconic American composer, wrote I Dream of Genie with the light brown hair, he could have been, in a somewhere in time kind of way, thinking of my mother, iconic American scientist, Dr. Eugenie Clark, who today, on her 100th birthday, is being honored by the United States Postal Service with the first day of issuance of her stamp. In Stephen Foster's lyrics, he writes, I saw her tripping where the bright streams play. Mom's tripping was a lifetime of travels around the globe to observe and study marine life in the bright streams of the planet's oceans, seas, gulfs, and bays.
The Postal Service is pleased to present its new Forever stamp, honoring the pioneering marine biologist Eugenie Clark. Affectionately known as the Shark Lady, Dr. Clark was a brilliant scientist who conducted groundbreaking experiments that added to our understanding of sharks and marine environments.
When she was just 8, maybe 9 years old, she looked into an aquarium, saw the fish, and fell in love with the ocean and wanted to learn so much more about the ocean and about the fish. And that's where her passion started. And then throughout her life, she was really a trailblazer. When you think about the era that she was coming up and becoming a professional scientist, women didn't do that, but Genie did.
Dr. Clark went on hundreds of expeditions around the world, including more than 70 trips in high-tech submersibles, sometimes as deep as 12,000 feet beneath the ocean surface. In 1955, she founded the Cape Hayes Marine Laboratory in Florida, now called the Mote Marine Laboratory, where her experiments helped dispel several myths about sharks as vicious, fearsome creatures.
Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium is an incredibly unique, independent, global powerhouse for marine research and science education and outreach.
And in this research, where she was able to keep live sharks in large pens, she realized that she could do tests with them to see if they had learning abilities. At that point, people thought that the pea-sized brain of a shark didn't allow them to do anything much except cruise around the world and gobble up food. But in fact, they had intelligence and learning abilities, and she was able to demonstrate that. That really cemented her as the Shark Lady.
She wrote several books, including the best-selling Lady with the Spear and The Lady and the Sharks, which captured the imaginations of readers around the world. She also published more than 175 academic and popular scientific articles and narrated several film and television documentaries. For her many contributions to marine science and her efforts to change perceptions about sharks, Dr. Clark received numerous honors and awards. She was also honored for her work by the U.S. Congress, and in 2018, a new species of dogfish shark was named Squalacent, the Eugenie Clark Forever stamp.
I don't know of any other place in the world that has such a concentration of beauty and fascinating fish to study. And the seasons change, and sites like that you can see all in one short space. In one dive, you see so many fishes, hundreds of different kinds of fishes, thousands of different species of marine animals, all concentrated in one place. That I really although I go to other places in the world, if I had to dive every day for the rest of my life at Ras Mohammed, I know I would never get bored. There's so many interesting things going on in that one area.
Growing up, I saw my mother an enthusiastic scientist, but my mother nonetheless. The world saw her as an icon of marine biology. Of the many things that Mom accomplished that made me very proud, the one that really sticks out in my mind is in 1982, Egypt, at the end of the tip of the Sinai Peninsula, was Ras Mohammed. It was Mom's most famous and most favorite work site underwater. And she found out that the Egyptians were going to hold a big fishing tournament at the most beautiful reefs in the world, the Ras Mohammed reefs. And she went down to that fishing tournament. She asked to speak to the person who was putting on the tournament. It was Anwar Sadat's son. He was an enthusiastic scuba diver. And in fact, one of the reasons he had that fishing tournament going when they took over Ras Mohammed was because he heard Mom speak about the wonderful fish there. She told him, no, you can't fish these fish. You have to protect these reefs for future generations. And Sadat and his son put in place the first national park instituted in Egypt, and it happened to be a marine park. And I think that's pretty incredible.
Genie and I first met when she agreed to have me join her expedition, her first National Geographic research expedition to the Red Sea to study garden eels. It was in 1971. And the expedition launched a career, a collaboration, and a friendship that would extend across years and years, and 14 National Geographic stories. The use of my image for Genie for the postage stamp is the best use of an image in my career, and it's my favorite image of her. Why? Genie broke glass ceilings without considering they were there to break. She was an influencer before the word existed.
When those stamps are on envelopes and going around the US and going around the world, I hope people look at Genie, that beautiful image of her there, and think about the life of impact that she had for ocean conservation and science as a whole. Genie left something that will have a very, very lasting legacy in Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. She will continue to live forever in all of us here, an organization that started out actually with one person, Eugenie Clark. It was a one-woman laboratory, and that has grown over 67 years into this global powerhouse of marine research. And this all has happened because of Genie's passion, her drive, and her great love for science and the ocean. So Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium will be Genie's lasting legacy forever.
Her legacy continues at Mote. Her legacy continues in her students and an immense library of peer-reviewed papers that scientists will refer to for generations to come.